I am building my own AI, literally AI of myself, and it's not video. It's me, meaning my brain, my ideas, what I think, my patterns, my past, my present, my future predictions and patterns and recognition. And here's how you can do it too, for free, now, leveraging AI of the world. Now, this is an idea that I've started about a month ago, about 4 weeks ago, exactly 4 weeks ago, that I really wanted and was looking into how to actually leverage AI. One of the AIs that I stumbled across was the NotebookLM. Now, what NotebookLM? It's Google NotebookLM. Now it's Gemini Notebook. This is just like Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT or Grok or whatever, is an AI, but instead of using the entire internet's web and websites and data, whatever, as a resource, it uses whatever data you give. Now, people usually use it as they give it their lectures and PDFs and books and they ask a couple questions. I don't give a fuck about that. Now, what I did, and the idea that I got is, I get the AI, and instead of giving it books, I give it my own data. So luckily, I have the privilege that I had 5-6 years of my data. Every quarter, I track about 26 metrics of my life, habits, and every aspect of my life. I track it and I put it there, I put a score, whatever, in the past 6 years, so since 2021. Right, all of it tracked down in one Excel sheet. So I did give that to him. What I did was, I added something that I couldn't do before, was the weekly reports. I called them, I didn't call them, actually ChatGPT called them, it's the CEO weekly reports. Meaning it's a couple of questions, for me it was like 15, 16, 17 questions, I don't really know. But it's a set of questions, it's a report that you have to fill out every week. It asks you about a lot of different questions, whatever matters to you, whatever. I use ChatGPT to generate it. Obviously, you have to give him prompts, explain to him the context, whatever you want to do, your goals, whatever. But it gives you those questions. I use it in a Word file, and every week I answer all the questions, export it, give it to NotebookLM. Now, 4 weeks later, so I'm fast forwarding, I have an AI that has 6 years of my data plus 4 weeks of my reports. Now, when I go to him and I say, well, look at the patterns that I have done in my life and tell me what I'm doing right. What are the patterns that are giving me the highest return on investment? What are the mistakes that I'm repeating? What are the patterns that are giving me the lowest return on investments? What are the mistakes that I am doing a lot? Based on all the patterns that I have done or I have, and regardless of the reasons I give or the emotions, whatever I label it, where will I be 5 years from now? AI doesn't give a fuck. He will look at the data and he's like, oh, you do this, whatever. I see a pattern. 5 years from now, it's more likely you're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let in mind, the first week, the second week, the third week, his prediction for 5 years from now was fucked. Last week, I was scared as shit. For the first time, I was scared. That shit was pessimistic as fuck. I didn't want any of that to happen. This week today, I gave him the report, which was pretty good. But before that, it was shit. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I saw. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't like what I saw. I just didn't like what I saw. It was very bad predictions. Obviously, it's not God. It's not gonna happen. But it's very solid predictions. Because usually what you did in the past, you do in the present, what are you going to do in the future. So the most valid, proper way to predict the future is to understand the past and present. With this AI, now he's looking through the data that I generate and I respond. Obviously, you shouldn't lie and shit has to be objective, whatever, because obviously nobody's looking at the data. You're doing it to better yourself. And he's literally doing it. And a lot of the times, he's like, fuck. You've done this, I swear to God. Here's a good example. He's like, in 2021, before the crash in 2022, which is true, this is all true, and you haven't said a single, ChatGPT, when you give him context with the prompt, you don't. This guy, you just give him your data, right? So no prompt. I just ask questions. I don't give a fuck. I ain't asking questions. You've got my data. You give me the questions. You give me everything. You do the thing. That's why I made you. But here's the thing. He's like, in 2021, pre-crash of 2022, 2023. Oh, by the way, I didn't say that. But my data obviously represents it because it's true and my data represents the reality. You had this pattern, this pattern, this pattern. And there's a high risk that you have it right now. That's what got me fucked last week. Because I know 2021, late 2021, early 2022, and 2023 was the worst area of my life. Really don't want to go there. So he's doing the work that I used to do on a quarterly basis. I have to do SWOT analysis and always think about it. And think, now I ask him and he tells me. I mean, some patterns I won't even fucking recognize, to be honest. I mean, personally, I know I'm far away from that state because that's one of the biggest priorities. That's the biggest fucking mistake that I've done in the past. I don't want to repeat it again, but here's the leverage that I got. Now he's working with me, not against me. And this is the leverage of having your own AI. And keep in mind, this is 4 weeks. This is bullshit. I'm just exploiting. Literally, I won't even have a feedback until 6 weeks, 6 reports. And I wouldn't even have a good, genuinely reliable feedback until a quarter. Quarter is 3 months, which is 12 weeks. You understand? So what I'm getting now, it's like the preview, it's bullshit. Just this, scrams, whatever it's called, like the leftovers. It's really not the highest leverage. And I'm pretty sure I even asked ChatGPT about this, and I was thinking about it earlier today. This has a fucking exponential growth. Because, I mean, the first few weeks are shit because you don't have enough data. So it doesn't really know what the fuck he's talking about. It's like, oh, actually, you're making this mistake, blah, blah, blah. And that mistake isn't real. And then, as the quality of the data you give him, the growth doesn't go linear because obviously the data that you give him is linear. Every week you're providing 1, 2, 3, 4. Every week you provide 1. But his feedback, because it's compounding, he doesn't only use the latest week data. He uses all the week's data with, for me, the 6 years data. It's exponential. So every week it compounds. So the data is linear, but the feedback is exponential. I hope you understand that. So I'm pretty sure at some point you will be able to just go ask a random question, like, should I go to this place today? He probably will say no or yes. And this is not ChatGPT because it doesn't go to see the web. This sees your data. You have done in the past, you have gone to this place in the past, or you have done similar things, and you've got this outcome. If it's good outcome, then go. If it's bad outcome, then don't. So it's not ChatGPT. Because the worst thing about ChatGPT is sometimes it's not personalized, even though you do the prompt. Even you prompt engineer. We know that. And you still go for 10 fucking prompts conversation. And branch out and stuff like that, right? With this, you don't really have to because he has your data. He knows man. I remember the first time I've done the quarterly reports, which was almost 2 years now. 2 years, but 2 months. So 1 year and 10 months. Or 3 years. I really don't remember. Okay, wait, 1 year? Yeah, 2 years, but 2 months. So 1 year and 10 months. I have done it and I looked at the data, and one of the first things I noticed is that there was one activity that has made me the best version of myself. And that fucking one activity is hard to replicate. It's hard to do. It's just hard. It's not like doing 5 push-ups. It's a whole concept that you gotta do. So I said, okay. And it was hard to implement, whatever. With the weekly fucking goddamn reports, at the beginning he was like, you're doing this activity, but it actually goes wrong against your long-term goals. I haven't even told him my goals. And that's why I'm telling you, it's dangerous, right? He's like, well, you said you really want to achieve this goal, but you're doing this. I said, well, this is bullshit. Because I know this is what's going to get me to my goal. But this is not ChatGPT. You don't prompt it. You don't say, oh no, you're wrong. No. You don't do nothing. You're looking at it, you're like, okay, it's just a weekly report, it's just bullshit. You delete the chat. The resources are still there. Next week, you add. It's compound interest, okay? Second week, similar. Third week, similar. This week, he said, that activity is the highest ROI investment. No comparison. No comparison. One of the biggest rules I have in my life, I want to say it, it's speed. The number one rule is speed, and I got that from Andrew Tate. One of the original courses is, what's rule number one? Speed. I do that in my life. Fast. How can I do this faster? Elon Musk has said this. He said, almost any given thing can be sped up. It's just true. So the first reports, he said, this rule that you have and this goal that you have go against each other. You won't be able to achieve this goal and you have this rule. Today, with the fourth report, he said, that is the highest return investment that you do. I mean, one of the highest return investments. Now, do you see the pattern? Why there's a difference? At first, it didn't have enough data. At last, it had more data. I wouldn't say enough. It's still 4 weeks, as I said, but it had more data. Here's the crazy part. The more data it has, my voice is going. The more data it has, the more accurate the feedback it gives. At a certain point, hypothetically speaking, you can ask it about any given fucking thing in the world, not in the world, about yourself, and he's gonna fucking give you a good answer. He or it gonna give you a good answer. That's the power of AI. That is making your own AI. And maybe you thought about this from the child, whatever, that you're creating an agent as a Claude agent or ChatGPT OpenAI agent, whatever. This can eventually create you an agent. It can. It's not in NotebookLM, it doesn't have agents. But if you want an agent representation of yourself, this is the first step. Then you can replicate yourself as future in a fucking humanoid robot with Elon Musk, and you have a clone of yourself that does the same goddamn fucking thing, or even better, right? That is the power of AI. We're not talking anymore of, yesterday I was actually with a business owner that I've done business with, and he was paying me. At the end, he actually even gave me a bonus because he actually liked the work that I've done. I was very flattered. And then he made a little bit of, good point to give me feedback. I was very flattered. I'm humbled to listen. He gave me a lot of feedback, and a good point of that was use AI. Obviously, I have a rule that if somebody fucking talks, you better fucking goddamn listen. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I use AI every fucking goddamn day and da. No, I shut the fuck up and listen. He's a business owner. He has 3 apartments that he rents. He has a business. He has everything. He's literally living in Europe, come here just for running his businesses in the summer, having the time of his life. I fucking talk about ChatGPT? No, I listen. He has something that I want. So he was talking. He was talking about how actually using ChatGPT is very good and how ChatGPT is better than humans. Actually, in fact, now ChatGPT on itself, or AI in general, is better than humans, and also is better than humans who use AI. Humans who use AI haven't gotten to the point that humans plus AI is better than AI, because humans haven't really learned how to use AI, which is a cool idea. I mean, now I'm telling you, obviously I didn't tell him this, I was just listening. But the point is, that is old fucking news. That was last year. That was fucking 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Now I am making my own AI. I don't have to ask him about what is the temperature in this city today. He can literally analyze my entire life and help me achieve my goals. That's it. Not because of some crazy book. It's just based on my data. And he's gonna be like, you can do this? And I'm like, no, I can't. Well, he's gonna be like, well, you can, because I've actually done it here and here and here and here and here. And he's just gonna say, well, there's a pattern. You've done this and this and this and this, and you said this, 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 this. This pattern will lead you to this motherfucking goddamn consequence that you really don't want. So better fucking stop that pattern. Or he says, you said this and you did this. This you wouldn't know. Generally you wouldn't. And that's it. You know what? If you like this, subscribe. I mean, this is years of fucking work. I give it to you for free. I swear to God. This is years of fucking work. Years of data. Years of, you know, doing and building my own AI. That's what it comes to. Giving you the gold on a golden plate. That's what it is. So if you want to really thank me, please subscribe. If you want to specific idea, whatever, write in the comment. I'll make a video. 100% guaranteed. I'll make the idea you want. Subscribe.